What is up, you guys? We are doing a new special edition, reading the comments. All right. So who do I have here with me today?
Lyriq again.
Lyriq. So we're going to be reading the comments, and you're going to be responding to the comments, okay?
Without gum in my mouth.
Without gum in your mouth. All right, first comment. True as a guy. Well, hold on. Let me skip that because I responded to that already. I already see that. The most aggravating thing in these discussions is when a woman tries to tell men what we want or tell men who we are. What are your thoughts? Because in this conversation, for some context, we was talking about what men want versus what women want, and you were saying that we should have different standards of a girl not working at McDonald's, if I'm not mistaken, and you were saying you should not date a girl that works at McDonald's, etc.
I think that now looking back on it, I still stand for what I said. I think that what I said, I could have related it in a different way. I don't think that her working at McDonald's was maybe the problem.
Okay.
I think that it shows more of your character of where you work.
Character? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I think that...
So you got lower character if you work at McDonald's?
No. I think that it's more of like your femininity. Like, I just don't see that as a very feminine job, in my opinion. Okay. So that's why I saw it as like, y'all would really go for a woman who works at McDonald's. That's the only thing that I was trying to stand on. Let's get that clear, first of all, because I think that got a lot of people mad. And I was not trying to say that, not diminishing my girls who work at McDonald's, get your hustle, get your bag, babe. Mm-hmm. But I also think that, in my opinion, it's just not a very feminine job. I think that the more feminine jobs are the more corporate jobs, the more leveled up jobs in a way. Okay. I think that shows more femininity. I think that shows more commitment. I think that any job now I think that any job that you had to get a degree for in a way should be respected a little bit more by men for women that they had to get, in my opinion, just because of the fact...
Here we go again. Let's go.
No. I'm literally going to say this one thing, and only for the fact... Damn, my muscles look good. But anyways, only for the fact that shows that you had to have commitment for 4 years to something.
I got you.
That's my only thing. Okay. Not saying that makes her any better than anybody, that you have a degree and you don't or whatever. Because as a server, I'm making more than some people who have a college degree and maybe even a master's. Yeah. So I'm not saying that I'm any better than you because I don't have a college degree. One, I'm also 19, so that'd be kind of difficult for me to have a college degree at this age. But I'm just saying that, like, just because of where you work doesn't mean that you're less of a woman. But I think there are more feminine jobs and more masculine jobs. So y'all wouldn't go for a woman who works in construction. Y'all wouldn't go for a woman who is a plumber. Y'all wouldn't go for a woman who do XYZ kind of things. Y'all may, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to go for the woman who you see at your job. Who you're like, dang, like, she looks very feminine. Her heels and her blouse and her like that just screams more feminine to me. And that's all that I was trying to say.
Okay, then I would concede and agree with that point. If the typical more feminine job will perceive or be better perceived as more feminine, I would agree. But again, where you work at or how much money has no play on it, because sometimes there are some probably bad bitches that live in that work in construction. But I do agree, on average, the girls that's probably working in construction, on average, the majority is probably not worth having or not going to be very, very beautiful or very, very feminine. So I would agree with that.
So, all right. And also going back to the comment in general, I don't think that I was trying to tell you.
We got a lot of comments, so I don't want to...
I know, but a lot of them are pretty much men saying that I was telling them what they want. I'm not saying that what y'all want. Though. I think that my view of what y'all not should want and do want is completely different, you know? Because, like, I think that what y'all should look for in a woman is completely different than what y'all actually look for.
But that in lies the problem. There should be no should. It should just be what we do. Makes sense?
Yeah, but I think that, like, that's what I was trying to explain with the whole McDonald's thing. Gotcha. It's like, I was like, well, y'all, why would y'all look at her as more feminine or whatever versus the woman who does XYZ, you know?
Got you.
Which also, there's always going to be the 1%. There's always going to be the downfalls. There's always going to be the positives, the negatives of the women who do work in corporate. Okay. They're probably going to be a little bit more masculine. I completely agree with that because no successful corporate business woman or anybody of that stature is feminine.
Yeah, you have to be dominant.
You have to be
You have to have masculine traits, yes.
So there's a certain, thing like that. But it's also like if you're the CEO of that company and you see her making her way up, that probably is something that you look into and you're like, you know what? Like, okay, she's feminine in a way of she works for this company, she does XYZ. Like, I like a corporate woman. Every guy likes a certain thing. I'm saying, and I was not saying they all have a type either, because that was something that also came up. I'm not sure if it was this video, but I know that was something too that, men don't have a type or whatever, stuff like that. Or men do have a type, no. It was pretty much saying that we both have a type, and I think that I was disagreeing that everybody's man or every man's type is the same, because if you go around the world, it's completely different.
No, and also, I do want to touch on that really, really quickly. That was just false. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Yes, is there a minority, a very, very small minority that may be out there in the world that may be different than most? Yeah, but majority of guys, we look for the same shit, the hip ratio, the symmetry, beautiful face, long hair, natural, blah, blah, blah. It's the same shit in all of these different places. Because I read through, I probably read about 200 comments, and they said all the same shit. What the fuck is she talking about with that, and blah, blah, blah. So,
and there was one that literally stuck out to me about, he was like, well, I'm Nigerian, and what she said was only true to a very small tribe, which is very true in the fact of, a lot of times it's easy to focus on the 1% when you're like, yes, but that isn't true in a way. Yeah. It's like, yes, correct, but we also have to focus on the majority because we're in America, we're a very westernized country of like, I was like watching an Andrew Tate video today, and he was Romanian women.
You was watching an Andrew Tate video?
So like pretty much he was talking about like Romanian women, and he was like, Romanian women, they're so respected in that country that like Romania, like they go out and walk at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I can't walk at 2 a.m. here. I'm going to be on my toes. Like, come on now. That's just not the same thing. So it's like completely different, and different cultures, I think, look at different things. Okay. So I think that's what I was trying to explain, is maybe not the exact same kind of thing, but at the end of the day, a woman who does have wider hips is easier to bear children. A woman who does have bigger breasts is probably more likely to be able to feed children. So it's just like little things like that like I understand, but I think it's very difficult for me to like kind of on the spot be able to like remember certain things like that, just because I'm used to going all over. So.
No, I got you. All right, A sends a comment. He says, it doesn't matter how, man, you know what? Well, we ain't got too much time. Fuck. I should have went live and just did this. It doesn't matter how much she makes. All matters is how much she makes me feel. Yeah, we covered that. Valid. She doesn't want to accept that men think very differently when it comes to dating. She's trying to compete with men and not trying to be with them. That is one thing I did want to harp on, because I think you said it in that video. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. But in that video, I think you said that one of the major problems that you have, as well as modern women, is more so instead of compliment, you like to compete.
I think that complimenting, yes, but I think that you should be, in a way, I think that competing in my eyes is not in a way of, oh, I'm trying to be more man than you, I'm trying to make more money. No. Yeah. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to work out more so that you want to work out more. Gotcha. I'm trying to do this XYZ in my opposite, or in what I do best and what I perform, what I bring to the table. I'm trying to do that better so that makes you want to be a better person. Gotcha. That's what I mean in compete. Not in a way of like we both have salary jobs and I'm going to be a CFO before you become director and this, that. No, I'm not saying we got to compete like that. But I am saying that like, and even, like, I think as a man, they see that as sexy. I think that it's like, you know what, you have drive towards something. You want to make yourself better. You want to see yourself as better because at the end of the day, a better woman and a woman who betters herself is going to make a better mother. Okay. At the end of the day.
Okay. Moving on. All right. Who we got? Someone said, I literally chose a cashier over a resident doctor and a woman who has, a woman who just about get her PhD. I've been with a cashier woman for 11 years straight, still together, engaged, while the doctor is divorced and a PhD is in an unhappy marriage. What are your thoughts on that?
One,
I butchered that comment.
Do we know that she's completely in an unhappy marriage? Has she tried to hit you back up? Because that's the only way that you could really be able to tell if she's in an unhappy marriage, or if the guy is really just, no offense, but could be a little bit salty in the fact that correct me if I'm wrong as well, that sometimes it's nice. Men like status, right?
Okay. So
men like for their women to also have a certain amount of status. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, in a
way. So being able to like flaunt and be like, my wife's a doctor. What's your wife do?
We don't look at
in
it.
In a way? Maybe?
No. That's why I said no. Hold on. No? Wrong. And
that's why I said correct me if I'm wrong.
So it's majority of the time it's. This might sound misogynistic, but I don't give a fuck. It's how she looks and how much control I have over her.
Loyalty as well.
How much control I have over her. So, for instance, if I got my boys and they all come in and they see a badass bitch and she fine as fuck and she's giving drinks to everybody, that means I have a bad bitch, that's number one. And then now she's being helpful to me and I have control over her and what she does. She's not out here, male friends, the same thing that I broke down before. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily loyalty, but it's more so how much she's listened, how much she respect. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think it's just, yeah. For sure. I think that as a man, it kind of makes sense for a woman to be like, oh, I want to go and be a better woman. I want to go and be more successful in that era, and not even in a more competitive way, not in a way of like that, but like my man should be like proud to say that I'm his wife and I'm a doctor. Or I think that also as women, we also think that like our kids, like how like
but kids is different. You can't compare the two because now you're not comparing. See, again, I want to be very clear, so there's no misconstrued. Most guys is not going to compete or compare a woman's job. They're going to compare how good she looks to other men. Not going to be, oh, your girl is a cashier at Wally Nolly. My girl is a doctor. No, we don't fucking talk like that. We're going to be like, yo, bitch ugly, my bitch fine as fuck. Right?
That's valid.
So is the career shit is I would say it has nothing to do with it, honestly.
But like it's that one up thing too is the thing.
No, but it doesn't matter. I'm telling you.
No, I'm not saying that it's like a high priority thing. I'm not saying that like if she's not a doctor, it's fuck her. Okay. But I'm saying like it's a nice little additive to be like,
if everything
my bitch fine and she's a doctor.
Okay, then yes. If everything is equal, and then you have that, then yes. But if I'm saying if you was a build a character and you had like these different points, if you ever played video games, most of y'all niggas did, and you had 100 stats and you could put them in certain things, we would max out the looks and all the other shit before we even touch your career and talk about your career. For sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying that would be a nice little like, oh yeah, my wife's a doctor too, bitch. Fuck you.
Okay.
Like type shit. That's what I'm saying.
Then I agree. Then I will agree.
So it's like, damn, y'all balling like that. Shit. Okay. Like I don't know. I think that's what I was trying to get onto.
Okay. Cobbs Gaming says this girl has me screaming into my monitor. If you only listen, she provided another point right in our face. They don't listen either. What are your thoughts back on that?
The girl has me. She proved another.
Point right in our face. They don't listen. Meaning, basically what he's saying, the basic what he's saying is y'all don't listen.
Yes, but like what point? I
don't know because we
never know.
Yeah.
But okay, I think that yes, that's something that I'm having to work on with my boyfriend right now too. Is that I tend to cut him off a lot, and it's something that he feels very disrespected by. And I, as a woman, have never really dissected that as a disrespect kind of thing. Yeah. But the more that I think about it, and he'll do it to me in a way of like. He doesn't even tell me that he's going to do it. And then he'll just start like, I'll be like, okay, but babe. And he's like, oh, but, and I'm like, can you please stop fucking cutting me off? And he's like, that's so crazy. You don't feel disrespected right now? I'm just like, my bad. So it's like, I think that it's also having somebody in real life show you kind of things like that. Because you can talk about it all you want. Yourself, yeah. But so exactly. You can see. But seeing like that kind of thing, especially as a woman, we're big on like seeing things. Yeah. So like the more like, that's why a lot of women are attracted to like, oh my God, you have a nice car. Oh my God, you live somewhere nice. Oh my God, you have this, that, and the other, whatever. Yeah. We're attached to like that big blingy. So it's like, if you show us something, we're going to be like, oh shit, I didn't even realize I was doing that. I'm so sorry.
Makes sense.
So it flips it back on us instead of just.
Hold on, real quick. So flip it back on them, fellas. Be toxic.
No.
No, yes, be toxic.
Be constructive.
Be toxic, my fellas. Be toxic. All right, Mr. O. Well, I don't even know how to say your name. O.N. Tenon says everyone deserves decency. Respect is earned. I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but.
I often say that respect is given, so that's probably what he was talking about. I probably said that at one point.
I mean, base level of respect, like maybe human to human type shit, it's given, but respect is earned.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a really good way of putting it, actually. Decency is given, but respect is earned. I like that a lot, actually.
Okay. 4J says, this man is 100% correct. Yes, sir.
Good job.
Hey, yes, sir. I don't even want to read this. Damn, you wrote a whole essay.
That's what I was saying. No, there was some of them that were like... I was like, I can't even read this right now.
I got to respond to... Because I'm going to try to respond to literally every single comment. But I want to get to just the short ones right now. All right. Hold on. I actually know
is this a woman?
Yeah, this is Jasmine. Jasmine! All right. Oh, Jasmine, I'm sorry.
I was... Oh, I know this one. That's her name wrong. Oh, y'all, Jaye.
Anyway, the modern woman is so far derived from traditional. It's alarming. Yes, you can be beautiful and loyal and kind, but that boss mentality cancels out all the femininity. If the dude is straight on finances, it shouldn't matter what profession the woman is in. What are your thoughts?
I think that's very true. I think that the modern woman is very... Obviously, that's why they're called modern women and not traditional women, because they're completely fucking different. So obviously, they're going to have a lot of different characteristics. So trying to wife up a modern woman right now, no, it's not going to work. But trying to wife up a woman who has traditional views, yes, it's probably going to fucking work very well for you, man. So
don't wife up nobody, but all right.
I said probably.
No, I'm telling you.
You never know, but...
Nah, bruh, don't wife up nobody unless they 100%. I'm talking about you vetted them, never mind, I don't even want to get into it because that's a long discussion. That's a whole nother discussion, actually. Okay. All right, Final says, you can tell she's a modern Western woman, by the way she speaks, like saying deserves instead of earned. The criteria will always be submissive, loyalty, supportive, feminine, and peace. What are your thoughts?
Okay, one, yes, I am a modern woman because I'm only 19, so indeed I am indeed a modern woman. But I also am learning and being more educated upon both ways and understanding that, like, there's still positives to being a modern woman, but there's also a lot of fucking positives to being a traditional woman and having thinkings and views upon that as well. It's just about where you want to end up in life. Do you want to end up successful in your career, or do you want to end up successful in your life and your joy and enrichment of memories in life or family and everything like that? That's depends on if you want to be a modern woman or if you want to be a traditional woman. But I think that I said in the video, and correct me if I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I said that, men only want 3 things. They want femininity, loyalty, and, just they want somebody who's pretty to look at and pretty much just...
I said that, but okay.
Do that. I know I've said that at least once. I may not have said it on here, but I know that I've said it at least once. So, sorry for not expressing exactly every word that goes through my mind.
All right. Try. Man, she's cute, but a Pirate Ghost DJ says... Man, she's cute, but she is killing me when you just wouldn't get through to her what men want. Bro had to repeat that shit 10 times.
Very true. Like I said earlier.
That's a work in progress.
The biggest thing is for a lot of women is being able to, yes, we can listen, but understanding is completely different. I think that for myself, I struggle with comprehension. I've struggled with fucking reading comprehension since I was in elementary school. I've never been able to comprehend shit very well. I can get it through my head, but then it's like, oh, you want me to reiterate that? Oh, fuck. Give me a second, please. Just somebody teach me. Like, hand in hand. Just somebody teach me, like, in person, whatever. Ooh. So it's just difficult like that. But I appreciate the compliment as well. Thank you very much. I'm not a stuck-up bitch, I promise.
Carrying on. Maybe a little bit. All right, carrying on. Mr. 10 says, her mind is looking at a completely different girl than the girl you described. She wasn't listening. She was trying to prove a point. What do you got to say about that?
I think that's very true. I think that a lot of times, I and a lot of women as well, we tend to have to, me especially, I'm going to speak for myself really, but I know that I act like a lot of women as well. So I'm going to say that I think that a lot of times, not feeling like we're heard. I think that it's another thing of having to understand that, like, I can agree with what you say, but I don't have to, or I can understand what you have to say, but I don't have to agree with it. I think that's a big understanding of being able to understand and listen is completely different as well. Okay. So it's like, yes, a lot of times when I don't feel like it's being represented through, like, you telling me back, and, like, okay, he's not understanding what the fuck I'm saying. I have to repeat it. I have to say it again. I understood you. I just didn't agree with you. I think that's a big thing, too, is having to, like, understand. There is a common, a medium point, but, We may not just talk the same about it.
Okay. Sean says, I dig her, not her words, but her look. Shut your beta ass up.
Thank you, Sean.
No, you got your cape on, bro. Take your cape off. All right, Ricky says, it's funny that what she thought made her a high-value woman are things that our functional adult in society has and does every day.
Very true.
Okay.
Very true.
Cool.
I think that also, like I said this in the group podcast. I remember that because I pretty much was saying that a high-value woman is going to be completely different to a man and completely different to a woman. What we see as a completely different as what we can see, as a consider as a high-value woman is going to be completely different as what you think it is. So it's all about us having to unlearn what we think it is of being masculine and being successful and having this job and having all this other stuff.
What's a high-value woman?
To me or to you?
What's a high-value woman in the dating world?
Okay, in the dating world is care about what the fuck you look like. Even if you look like, that's so valid.
Come on,
that goes
just finish. Just finish.
Okay. I think that one, caring about what you look like. So, like, if you're gonna go out on a date with somebody, don't go out and look bummy. Like, first impressions matter a fucking lot. So, obviously, especially with a man, if he's never met you in person or he just saw you on the side of the street, whatever, you need to be keeping up to that. Like, look good for him, whatever. So, I think that that's a big thing is, one, looking good. That makes you a high-value woman. I'm personally not going to see a high-value anybody as somebody who doesn't look good. I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
But, care about your looks.
I'm talking to... Go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying that, it goes for men and women. It's not just women. It's not just men.
What other qualities is a high-value woman?
Be loyal to him and really just listen. Be submissive. And I think that the submissive thing is being taken as a thing of, if I'm being submissive, I'm giving up everything that I've ever known. I'm giving up my control. And that's not what it is at all. Because if you really think about it, ladies, a lot of times you still have control. You're just kind of inching, and making them think that they have control. But you really have control at the end of the day.
You're speaking to 12% of people. Hold on. Let me move this along real quick. A high-value woman is a woman between the ages of 18 and 24 that hasn't had that many dick, if any dick at all. Haven't been nowhere really, haven't gone nowhere really, probably, study, maybe a little bit religious. That's a high-value woman, period. A beautiful woman that's between the ages of 18 and 24 that haven't had too much shit going on. That's what men look for. So that should have been your answer, but all right.
I'm trying to figure out where it is. Well, also, I think that, looking good, too, is...
That's what I said.
Femininity.
What?
Femininity.
True, but generally speaking, if you are a female between the ages of 18 and 24 and you haven't had too many experiences out there in the world, you are not going to be masculine. The more experiences and people that you entertain or whatever, that's what makes you become masculine because you've been through so much shit.
But I think that masculinity I think in my opinion, masculinity also comes from the workforce. I don't think that it comes from men. I think that that's not where we learn it from. I think that we learn masculinity as a competition from other women. In a way. Okay. So it's I think that saying that you don't have enough or you don't have any experience, that doesn't make you not feminine.
Come on, no. Okay, now we about to have it. Let's go. All right. Because I actually disagree. So if you have no experiences with guys, right? Yeah. And you haven't been out there in the world and haven't had experiences in general. I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about just with guys. For example, if you didn't go to Dubai and go to here, there, etc., you are not going to develop what you know that you don't like. If you have a lot of experiences, then you start to develop, hey, I don't like this. And you may meet a guy and you tried this with your mom, right? Oh, shit. And you tried this with your mom. And then you meet a guy and the guy actually really likes it. He's like, hey, Kate, you want to try this with me? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nah, I'm good. I already tried this with my mom. I'm talking about a girl that's inexperienced. We like inexperienced women. We don't like a woman that's been through a lot of things. And that typically is a more feminine woman if you are less experienced.
Okay, then if we're talking about experience, then yes, completely. I think that makes a woman more feminine for sure. Okay. But I don't think that just because she hasn't been with X amount of guys, she could be very masculine and not be focused on guys at all. She could be solely focused on her career, which makes her very masculine. That's why she hasn't been.
Because once the guy, I want to preface this with I understand what you're saying, but I still disagree because if you are a female and you haven't messed with no dudes and you've been in the workforce and you've been very successful, etc., and you meet that first dude that you like, etc., you're gonna be highly attached to him. You're gonna start to fit into your feminine way more than if you didn't.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So if you have never had no dudes and then you have a dude that you love, etc., and you're gonna be crazy. You're gonna be like, one of these crazy stalker girls type shit.
But that's also that's unheard of to find a woman in general who's never had any kind of relationship, even because even just in high school or anything like that, a lot of girls, and even if you didn't have sex with them, you still had some kind of oh my god, my crush or my first love. There is,
I agree.
I think that's completely unheard of to think that a woman, especially since we're such daydreamers, we're such, oh my god, my life could be this, that, and the other. We think that with guys who are fucking 18, 19, when we're fucking 15, we're like, you know what, that could be my husband. Nah, bitch, it's definitely not going to be.
Yeah,
look higher, definitely. So I think that maybe, I think that's where I'm kind of disagreeing is the fact that femininity doesn't maybe come from non-experience, but I definitely think that it comes from, I think that femininity may come from a small percentage of experience. Maybe not mass experience, but you need to have some kind of experience of knowing right from wrong. In general, I think that's a big thing too.
You know that before you fucking 12. I'm gonna be honest. But
but a lot of women in general are either raised by single women who don't understand that men are not something to be feared of. Men are not something that we need to look at as as a villain and not as somebody who can protect us, not as somebody, because a lot of women haven't had fathers and men too. That's just what this generation is very single parent households, because other generations deemed it as, oh no, we're gonna go and fuck and this, that, and the other. And I think that's why this generation is so against it, is because we've grown up around that whole kind of thing.
So I just want to be very clear. So when I'm talking about experiences, I'm talking about all experiences, not just men. So yes. Okay. So because I want to get to a couple more before we fucking wrap up. Sean says, hold on, goddamn, bro. Sex, sandwiches, and silence, the Kevin Samuel effect. So basically he's saying what we want is sex, sandwiches, and silence. You agree, disagree? You agree? You agree?
It's just submissive, being loyal to your man, and looking pretty. I mean, that's literally all the three things. It's just about saying it in a way that women wouldn't want it to be said. That's all that it is. That's really... And we were saying this a second ago when we weren't, the cameras weren't on, but focus on me. So it's
that's why you gotta lean
all up that. I think that for women, the reason why we shy away from these channels, and the reason why, sorry, I do not have a list. The reason why we shy away from men like Andrew Tate and Myron and Sneeko, and one, also, I know half y'all bitches think that Sneeko is fine as fuck, and y'all just don't agree with half the things he says, so that's a whole other thing. But I think that for women, we are not used to things being told to us in a very assertive way. We don't like being, or in a very, very direct way. And I think that Andrew Tate has been the big, quote-unquote, leader of the male version of feminist. So he's very aggressive with the way he talks. He puts on a show. That's what captivates us. That's what gets us to listen to him. That's what gets his viewers. That's why he's banned from every account. It's because he has so many people watching him. And everybody was like, oh shit, the women who rule the world in a way are, because in a way, women, we rule enough. Okay, we have enough dictate on enough shit. Okay. I think that's the main reason why he got banned. Is because enough women were like, oh my god, he's so misogynistic and he's this, that, and the other. No.
I don't want to get too deep in it, but I don't think that's the reason he got banned. But
I think that's a big thing of why a lot of people kind of don't like him.
That might be there you go. That's a better way to explain.
I'm not going to say he got banned, but I think that's the reason why. And it's also one platform bans you and the rest are like, oh shit, cancel culture. We gotta cancel him.
No, they got together. But I don't want to get too deep in that because I don't want my shit get.
But exactly. But still, I'm just saying that I think that as women, we hear all these podcasts about this sounds so foreign to us. We're not used to men being able to. We are the first ones to be like, talk to me, babe. Tell me about everything. Tell me about your emotions. We want the truth, and then they give it to us, and we're like. I didn't want you to say all that. Why did you talk to me like that? Why would you say everything that I didn't want to hear, that you have been holding behind yourself for X amount of years that you've been alive, or X amount of years? It's like, it's just something that we as women have been able to always be like, his dick is little, don't go for him, girl. Or he broke as fuck, don't go for him, girl. This, that, and the other. And then guys are like, yeah, we don't want this, that, and the other in a woman. They're like, oh my God, how can you say that? It's like, girl, we've been saying the same shit about men. We're just women, so it gets looked down upon as like, oh, they're just talking tea. They're just talking shit.
Hey,
it's just gossip.
When you starting the podcast.
It's like, what? I will start a podcast for y'all if y'all want.
You spin facts right now. I'm not going to even cap. All right, Joel says, what a headache. You spoke facts and I'm only 18. I always speak facts, bro. All right, but thank you for that comment there. He says, Frank says she was getting real defensive because she and her close friends do all that shit he was talking about. That's funny. I'm guessing the going out male friends, that shit, when I was like, guys typically don't want that.
Oh, for sure. I think
Hold on, is that the same video? I don't know if it's the same video. I be
confused.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way, yes. I think that every modern woman in this day and age has had a period of time where she's had male friends that she thought she could trust. But then she has an actual man come into her life and she realizes that, like, yo, these niggas that I thought were my friends, I could literally call them and be like, my boyfriend isn't treating me right. He's like, oh my God, baby, I'm on the way. Hold up, I thought we were supposed to be friends. It's like that. It's that shock. There isn't a male friend. I want to say it one more time. I want to say it very clearly on the show again. And I don't know how many times I got to say this shit. For the 12% of females that maybe are watching this video right now, you do not have male friends. You have male people that's waiting in the background to fuck. That's what you actually have. It's very true. It's now, hold on real quick. Now, can they actually care about you genuinely? Yeah, don't get that twisted. They can care about you, but it's not the way that you want them to care about you. They care because they want to fuck, not anything else. Very true. I think that it's also a thing of professional relationships are also completely different as well.
I would agree with that.
For sure. And I think that gets looked down upon as well. It's like, you can have a professional relationship with a man and a woman and still keep it professional. It's about boundaries that you set. And that's the biggest thing. It's communication and boundaries with your partner and also with the person that you're working with the other gender. Because no matter what, somebody's going to end up getting jealous. Somebody's going to end up not liking what the other has to say. When it comes to male or female being closer to each other. Or having time spent apart from their partner. Like, it just is what it is. So somebody's going to get jealous.
I say this all the time on this show. I say this all the time, as well as I do another show that we talk with, like, all guys type shit. I say it all the time. When I do my podcast shit, I'm talking about I don't turn on no attraction shit. I'm not trying to touch the bitch. I'm not trying to do nothing. She would literally have to come to me for things to happen because I don't even want to mix the two when it comes to that. So I wholeheartedly agree with you. If it's professional shit, even in a corporate 9 to 5, even if you're an entrepreneur, even if you're a photographer or etc., you want to keep that shit professional. Unless the bitch come to, hold on, unless the woman come to you, then beat her brakes off. You know what I mean? All right, moving on. Next comment. I love how she says she respects everyone while she's chewing gum.
I got a lot of those and a lot of the way that I touched your face like that whilst we were in there. A lot of people deem that as disrespectful. For me,
she's so disrespectful.
So disrespectful. He's such a liar. 1, 2. Okay, first of all, I do not do anything out of trying to be disrespectful. I think that it's also another thing of me learning that certain things aren't feminine. Certain things are deemed as disrespectful that I would have never thought, like, oh, a girl's chewing gum. I wouldn't think that's just disrespectful. Yeah. But then I hear it and I'm like, dang, that is kind of like distracting. It is kind of whatever. So it's also just a way of like, if you can't take constructive criticism, don't be behind a fucking camera. Don't be in social media. Don't do any of this shit because you're not going to survive. 1, 2, you're not going to learn anything. You're just going to get fucking hurt all the time. Yeah, but also, with the whole, like, me touching your face and everything and being disrespectful, I think that we're friends enough outside of this for me to just be like, Dawn, really? Yeah. And you wouldn't take that shit to heart. I would hope you would. Yeah, I do. And I wouldn't hope that you would take that shit as disrespectful. So when people are saying that, I'm just over here like, bro, like, really? Yeah, I didn't so it's like in a way I'm just like, bro, come on.
I'm not even that type. If I see disrespect, I literally call it out.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's how I know that, like, certain people, I know when I'm stepping a boundary. Yeah. I know there's certain things that I do that I'm like, oh, shit. my bad. I did not mean to do that shit. Like, fuck. Let me apologize real quick. Let me let them know I did not mean for it to go like that. I'm about to say,
because I'll tell you in a heartbeat.
But at the same time, it's just like stuff like that. It's just like, it's just playful banter. It's not like I meant anything in a flirtatious way. It's not like I meant anything in a disrespectful way. Yeah. It's just like, that's just, we're just cool, you know?
I got you. No, I got you. All right, let's get 5 more because I want to get 4 more. K. Joe says her eyes when she realized she took the red pill. No, that shit was funny because when I explained, what was I explaining? I was explaining
what men in...
No. I was explaining loyalty or some shit, and I was talking about Instagram, and then you was like, how is that not loyal? And then I started talking about something. You was like, no, specifically Instagram, and throwing up pictures, and then I explained it. I saw your face was like, damn. Valid. That shit was funny.
I think that's very true. As you all have probably known, because my Instagram is tagged in here, I am very much so show myself on Instagram, all this other stuff. I also, if you notice, have not posted on Instagram very recently, and I'm also not on social media a lot, just because I'm starting to grow into a person who realizes that social media is not everything. One, as much as a career on social media would quote unquote be a lot easier than a lot of the jobs out here, it's one, it's really not. Two, if anything, it takes more fucking work because you're constantly working at that. You have to constantly work about, oh my God, who's gonna like this, whatever. Yeah. So it's like, yes, at one point in time when I was posting stuff like that, I thought about doing that kind of social media in a way of like profiting off of it. That's why I posted the way I did. Now, I don't really post on it, to be completely honest. And if I do, it's really only on my story about me just thinking I look pretty. Me just wanting people to, you know, like, oh my God, like, I just look pretty today. I just want, you know, to be known, or certain things that I think are like, you know, actually proactive on Instagram or whatever it is. I'm like, you know what, let me post that. But like, I'm getting to the point where social media is not a thing of me having to feel like I have to prove myself or have to flaunt something or whatever, or try to get men at my feet or this, that, and the other. Because no.
Attention, validation.
Exactly. Male validation is understanding. Because at the end of the day, no, I have that from one man, and that's all I should need. And that's all I do need.
I don't even know how to say this. Hakit says, first time watching, enjoyed the video and keep up the great work. There were times where she drew you into her emotions, which caused you to lose frame, but otherwise you did well in remaining calm and respectful. I don't think I ever lost frame there, buddy. But thank you for the comment. Christian says, a person who respects everyone really respects no one until themselves are acknowledged and respected themselves. I'm gonna have to think on that one because I don't even know what you're trying to say there. Buddy. Yeah. All right. Never be with a woman like this under any circumstances. God damn.
You might have to talk to a lot of guys. You might have to talk to a lot of guys who wanted me there because right now my boyfriend seems to really enjoy my presence. So.
Cause goddamn, I responded, but he didn't respond after I responded because I wanted to get him to clarify. Yeah. Let's see. This is one. We get
same thing.
Yep. I'm trying to find something that's
different. Y'all keep on saying the same thing. I get it.
Damn, she attacking y'all character right now.
No, I'm saying that I get it, but it's also a thing of y'all think that all women think the same in a way. All men think the same in a way too. We're all so different, but the same in the like. It's such I agree. Big realm.
No, I would say men are simple. Like we really.
They're very simple. You give them sex. You give them fucking like you said. You give them sex, a sandwich in silence. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he won't even go looking for the shit for anybody else. He's gonna be like, well, shit. I mean,
true, because most guys can't even.
I would go get food and dine out, but like, wifey said I got food at home. Fuck it. Okay, why not?
All right, you have to Uber since you have to make the woman around you respect you, not by force, but by speaking up, make your time valuable, and be willing to walk away and cut them out from your life. I hope, nigga, let me like and love this comment right there. That's a phenomenal comment there, boy. Thanks for commenting. What are your thoughts, though?
Go back up, please. Sorry. Yes, I think that for sure being able to communicate respect is a big thing versus versus feeling the need to be like, you will respect me. Being aggressive in a way, because it's like, bro, like, calm down. If you were really that confident in what you had to say, you wouldn't feel the need to be that aggressive with it. Thanks. You would just know what you're talking about is right.
Yeah.
So
just walk away.
I think I think that a lot of times that men do get angry and let their emotions kind of take the best of them. I think they're overcompensating for something else in a way.
Okay.
Makes sense.
The reason why she can't comprehend is easy. She's pretty, and the stuff that he says are the first time she's hearing it. She can't really relate because she been living in life on easy mode.
Okay, one.
That's funny.
I can comprehend very well, actually. Thank you. This video is probably gonna actually demonstrate that I am comprehending a lot of the shit he's saying. Can we go back up, please?
Oh, okay.
2,
she
yes.
Got some smoke for you. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Huh?
I said you got smoke for him.
I don't. I'm just big on understanding and really feeling like explaining myself and not feeling like me explaining myself is feeling the need that I have to prove myself. I have to whatever. No, I'm just explaining myself because I really feel like it. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here right now.
Gotcha.
But yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm pretty. Thank you. But also the stuff that she's saying is first time hearing it. No, it's not the first time I'm hearing it. I think that this is a big thing for modern women. It's a big shock. So it's going to take more than the first time of hearing this for a woman to really understand this and to apply it into her life. Yeah. It's not going to just happen overnight of her being like, okay, well, I was on Don Jay's podcast and I watched like 2 videos of Andrew Tate, and so now I'm the perfect wife. Somebody come here. It's like, no, baby. Like, you have to be able to implement that and really take it into understanding and be like, okay, this XYZ has happened probably in the past because of what I was doing.
It takes a lot of time.
Or exactly. It takes more than just a year, honestly.
Yeah.
And she can't really relate because she's been living life on easy mode. One, in a way, yes, I live life on easy mode because I am pretty, for sure. I agree with that completely. But also, there are also things that y'all don't know about me that I don't live life on the easy mode for sure either.
That's facts. I can vouch for that. All right, John C says, I think loyalty rides above attraction. Wrong. Where's my buttons? Wrong, bro. You sound like a fucking beta because you wouldn't even talk to the bitch if she wasn't attractive. Stop the cap. All right, moving on. Now, once she passes your attraction level, does loyalty ride over that? Like, if you had stats in a video game and she passed your attraction level already and now you want to put stats in loyalty, then okay, I would actually agree with that. But no, attraction definitely matters because you wouldn't even talk to the bitch if she was not attractive. All right, let me get one last good one and we Gucci. Let me see. Andre says, I agree with everything the brother is saying. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. Bada bing. Quick debunk for her. A rich man would marry a waitress. A rich woman will not marry a waiter. For most women, it's about levels.
Yeah, we knew that.
Oh, damn. All right, 2 seconds
Status. In. That's literally what I've been saying, yeah.
2 seconds in and she is already hitting the vape. That's all you need to know.
Actually, I saw this.
Yeah, we can talk about this there for a second.
So I saw this actually, and so my boyfriend and I have been together for probably like a little bit after this video was like released.
Okay.
Honestly, around the same time is probably when we started like talking to each other and really understanding each other. And already I've started working out. I've started cooking dinner for myself. I make breakfast, all sorts of stuff. I've actually quit vaping. I literally haven't done it in like...
quit vaping?
I literally don't have it on me at all. Y'all haven't seen it this entire time. I quit it cold turkey. Addiction does run in my family, so it was kind of a big thing for me to really be able to quit that. Yeah. So I take that as like a very big thing that is very important to me. Yeah. I feel very, very accomplished in the fact that it's those little accomplishments that really makes it worth it for you, you know? Yeah. So... I have quit vaping. I know that it is a very nasty habit, even for guys. I still see it as like, ew, really? Like, I'm like, come on, babe. Like, we're wasting so much money on that one. Like, come on. It's not even like something that's like you should be reaching after it all the time. It's like, bro, you're literally killing yourself. You don't even realize that you're killing yourself. And with this whole global warming right now, I'm already not gonna live to see my grandchildren. I might as well be able to like see to live children at least. Yeah. So it's like, I've quit vaping. I've quit doing a lot of stuff within this time of the reason, or not the reason, but like of the time that this video has come up, and of the time
she's grown, fellas. That's what she basically saying.
Exactly. I mean, that's a part of life. That's a part of what you should want to achieve as a woman is growth, and as a man as well. But yeah, for sure, I've definitely grown within a short amount of time. It's not difficult to grow. It's just about listening, understanding to other people in your life, not feeling like you're the only one who knows everything as well. Yeah. Because yes, you may know a lot about one subject, but you're not the master. You're not the end all be all of everybody. You don't know everything, you know? Yeah. So I think that's also something. Exactly.
Okay. And Southside says, bring her back on a Saturday podcast. Well, that's number one. That's up to her. And number two, she was already on a Saturday podcast. I believe 2 times already. But thank you for that comment. Now, we can actually end with that. Now, what is your IG there, ma'am?
LLLYRIQ. My lips are so chapped.
So if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this special edition of the guests actually reading y'all comments and responding to y'all comments, let me know if y'all want to continue videos like this, because I would be more than welcome to actually do videos like this. I'll probably make these videos live, and so that way we can interact with the people. But other than that, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like me, subscribe, join the Patreon army, get Red Pill and Chill on Amazon, and I'm out. Peace.
Hey. Oh, my voice.